Hey guys, today we parachute straight into Elmore as Billy Joel himself slams into the town like a piano-powered meteor with aviators and unshakable New York energy. You're just trying to grab a soda from the vending machine when wham, the piano man lands face first in the soccer field. And somehow he sticks the landing like a Broadway pro. The ground quakes. Gumball and Darwin are the first to run over, dragging Billy out of the crater. Gumball stares at him, mouth wide open. Are you Elton John? No. Oh, the guy who sings that song about fire and the Cold War closer. You sell insurance, nope. Then why do you look like my dad's accountant? Billy Joel, utterly unbothered, wipes dust off his leather jacket and adjusts his Ray-Bans. I was supposed to land at Madison Square Garden, but this'll do. Meanwhile, Anais appears with her laptop already pulling up his Wikipedia page. You're one of the most successful musicians of all time. How did you even get here? Billy shrugs. Some guy in a time hat offered me a free concert and an unlimited chili dog buffet. I didn't ask questions. Cut to the Elmore Junior High auditorium where Principal Brown is desperately attempting to organize the school talent show. You burst into the gym just as Tina Rex finishes a tap dance routine that causes a minor ceiling collapse. Next up is Banana Joe with what he claims is a revolutionary abstract monologue based on banana peels and sadness. But before he can even squish himself into character, Gumball interrupts Principal Brown. Call off the show. I've got something bigger than abstract fruit sadness. Everyone gasps. You hear a squeaky fart sound. It's just Banana Joe accidentally deflating from suspense. We're replacing the talent show with the Billy Joel experience. Billy Joel appears behind the curtain like a legend emerging from a misty dream, playing the opening notes of Movin' Out. Principal Brown immediately faints, crashing face first into the xylophone. You can hear echoes of trauma from the Season 6 episode where Brown's barbershop quartet dreams were crushed by a squeaky clarinet. Cue chaos. Carrie phases in through the wall. Wait, like the Billy Joel? Is this a musical haunting? Gumball beams. Nope, just real-life chaos magic. Same vibe. Darwin's eyes sparkle. Can I be in the band? I can play the triangle. He shakes a single jingle bell and looks expectantly at Billy, who responds with, only if you commit emotionally. Billy strolls through the school like he owns it now. And honestly, you let him. Because somehow within 30 minutes he's already recruited half the staff and most of the students into his backing band. Alan becomes the tambourine guy. Tobias, fueled by glitter and overconfidence, insists on playing guitar, even though no one asked him to. Nicole Watterson shows up mid-shift from the Rainbow Factory, visibly stressed but curious. Wait, why is there a 74-time platinum artist in my son's gym class? Gumball tries to explain but ends up rambling about Destiny, New York energy, and Destiny again. Billy Joel calmly offers Nicole a backstage pass made out of a chicken nugget wrapper, and she just sighs. You better not destroy this school again, before walking off in quiet parental defeat. Meanwhile, Elmore News' one-man paparazzi. Clayton starts spreading rumors. Billy Joel was summoned by a squirrel cult beneath the cafeteria. He eats batteries and turns them into jazz. Rumors catch fire metaphorically, though not before Banana Joe accidentally catches actual fire while attempting to reheat a sandwich with a space heater. Billy calmly tosses his jacket over the flames without missing a note on his harmonica. As word spreads, characters from across Elmore begin arriving. Masami floats in with a fog machine. Juke tries to DJ with his mouth until Billy gently asks him to chill it down. Even Rob peeks out from the void, tempted by the sound of a perfectly tuned grand piano echoing through the timeline. And then peak madness. Billy Joel walks up to the Elmore PA system. He adjusts the mic like he's back in Madison Square Garden and announces this Saturday night. One night only. I'm performing live at Elmore Stadium. There is silence, then screaming. Then someone blows an air horn. Probably Richard. Let's make history, people. Gumball yells, standing on top of an overturned lunch table. We're gonna make Elmore cooler than Brooklyn. Darwin whispers. Do you think Billy knows we don't have a stadium? Gumball freezes. We will build one, he says with terrifying conviction. From duct tape. And cafeteria trays. And hope. Billy just nods approvingly. That's the kind of delusional energy I like. Cue a smash cut to the entire school being turned into a makeshift production studio. Tobias orders sequin jackets in bulk. Bobbert gets hacked to beam laser light shows out of his eyes. Tina Rex is offered a job as head of security and immediately body slams Jamie to establish dominance. Aeneas warns, "This is escalating at a dangerous rate." You respond, "But imagine if we pull it off." She sighs, "Statistically, we won't." And yet, as Billy Joel sits at a cafeteria piano playing Uptown Girl to a crowd of enchanted lunch ladies and traumatized janitors, you can't help but believe. Believe in the madness. Believe in the music. Believe in the fact that somehow, against all odds, Elmore is about to host the most unhinged concert in history. So here you are, 3 days out from the concert of a lifetime, and Billy Joel has officially taken over the Elmore Junior High music room. The guy brought nothing with him but a harmonica, a pilot jumpsuit, and the casual confidence of someone who once turned Heartbreak into 3 top 10 hits, and now he's got Darwin choreographing interpretive dance. It starts innocently enough. Darwin is flopping around on the music room floor, to the River of Dreams arms twirling like spaghetti noodles in a blender. Billy watches chin on fist, nodding. "Yes," he whispers. "Yes, there's pain in your splash." Gumball squints. This is either genius or a seizure. Then comes Banana Joe. He barrels in with sunglasses, a feather boa, and a box labeled "Fiery Stage Props." Totally not illegal. He slams the lid open, revealing sparklers duct-taped to fruit. I've reinterpreted "we didn't start the fire" as a literal fruit salad uprising. Billy looks at the banana holding a half-lit Roman candle and says, "That's one interpretation." Meanwhile, Principal Brown stumbles in clutching a tattered clipboard. "We need a rehearsal schedule, a plan, a crowd control protocol." He is immediately trampled by Tina Rex, who's trying to install a fog machine under the bleachers. Gumball grabs a megaphone. People focus. We have 3 days to turn this chaotic mush of noise and glitter into an unforgettable musical experience. Carrie floats by with a dry "too late." It's already unforgettable. You follow Billy as he glides through the madness like a Zen jazz monk. He stops at each performer to offer weirdly specific feedback. To Idaho, your drumming lacks potato soul. To Tobias, less posing. More feeling. The keytar is not just a fashion statement, it's an emotion shovel. To Carmen, you're singing like a scared leaf. Be a bold leaf. Even Alan's sweet, innocent, helium-voiced Alan is assigned lead triangle duties. But Billy demands he play it with grit. The rehearsal process swings between overconfidence and existential meltdown. Day 1. Gumball attempts to conduct the school band, but ends up stuck in a tuba. Darwin accidentally triggers Bobber's flamethrower mode during a delicate harmony session. Day 2. Masami gets electrocuted while trying to emotionally charge the amplifiers. Leslie builds a flower-powered sound system that only plays flute solos from the Renaissance period. Billy just nods at all of it. This is jazz. Then something incredible happens. During a messy run-through of scenes from an Italian restaurant, Gumball forgets the lyrics, Darwin panics and starts scatting, and Tobias does a backflip directly into a cymbal. And somehow it works. The sound is wild, the rhythm chaotic. But there's a strange, magical synergy. Billy grins like a rock god watching children light fireworks with hope and no supervision. "That's it," he shouts. "You guys are terrible but fearless. That's music, baby." The Elmore spirit is infectious. Even Mr. Small returns from his meditation cave to volunteer as the group's spiritual sound technician, which mostly involves burning incense and waving sticks at microphones. Gumball, of course, starts to let the power get to his head. "We're building a cultural revolution," he declares, standing on a keyboard stack while wearing a vest made entirely of shoelaces. Nicole Watterson drops by and raises one eyebrow. "Are you kids still in school or founding a cult?" Gumball shouts. Both, and falls backward off the keyboard tower. Darwin catches him mid-fall. "Mom, it's not a cult. It's musical expression with a vague sense of anarchy." Meanwhile, rehearsal spills into other parts of Elmore. The school hallways are a maze of wires, glitter, and rogue trombone players. Mr. Cornell starts assigning math problems in the key of G minor. The cafeteria menu is temporarily replaced with lyric sheets and carrot sticks labeled backstage snacks. Aeneas, however, is not having it. She watches this circus spiral with increasing horror. "Do any of you understand what you're doing?" she shouts as a papier-mâché saxophone floats past her. Gumball answers, "Yes, we're embodying the soul of Billy Joel." Aeneas deadpans. "You're embodying a tax audit." Billy intervenes, offering her a headset and the honorary title of Logic Director. She glares at it for a full 5 seconds before muttering, "Fine." but I'm making a Gantt chart. Even Richard gets involved. He volunteers to be the sound check guy, which means shouting checkity check check into every microphone for 3 hours. Billy gives him a thumbs up. Rock and roll runs on chaos and potato chips. You're doing great. As the concert nears, the rehearsals get weirder. Banana Joe brings in an interpretive backup dancer team consisting entirely of eggplants. Darwin introduces a water segment that floods the gym. Gumball tries to convert a janitor cart into a fog chariot. Principal Brown weeps softly into his walkie-talkie. But somewhere in all that disorder, something real forms. The students learn to listen to each other. The music, barely recognizable at first, starts taking shape. Billy calls it punk jazz fusion kindergarten core. You call it a sonic accident with heart. Then it happens the moment during rehearsal of New York State of Mind. Billy sings the first verse solo. Then Gumball joins him. His voice cracks, but it's raw and real. Darwin hums backup. Carrie phases in with ghostly harmony. The gym is silent. Even Banana Joe stops spinning. And just like that, the chaos stills. You look around and realize somehow through fire hazards, interpretive meltdowns and ego explosions, you've got something close to a show. Billy turns to the group and says, "You're not musicians." Everyone flinches. "You're Elmore, that's better." You wake up to a flurry of flyers raining from the sky like pastel snowflakes, each one crudely printed with Gumball's face photoshopped onto Billy Joel's body. The caption reads, "Elmore Concert One Night Only," featuring the Billy Joel Apocalypse. You blink, you look down. A giant inflatable Gumball head is already hovering over the school. It's been up for 5 minutes and has terrified 3 pigeons, a mailman, and a legally blind raccoon. Yes, welcome to promotion day. Gumball has entered full chaos marketing mode. His plan: make the concert so overhyped that even fictional people who don't exist yet will regret not coming. You find Darwin passing out branded churros at the supermarket. Masami is skywriting Billy Rules above the town in glitter clouds. Principal Brown is attempting to file a cease and desist on his own school before giving up and hiding under the front desk. And Tobias is dangerous. He's been named head of PR by himself, and his first act is launching the Glitter Cannon Initiative, which immediately goes wrong when he fires it inside the library, coating every book in sparkles and wrath. Miss Simeon emerges moments later, coughing up a paperback titled, "How to Survive Your Students' Rockstar Meltdowns." "This is not an accredited event," she screeches. Gumball, covered in glue and feathers, just nods. Exactly. Meanwhile, Nicole Watterson tries to parent, but the town is already too deep. Richards built a ticket booth made entirely of Twinkies. Aeneas has created a logistics flowchart that literally groans under the weight of impossible expectations. To increase buzz, the kids decide to give out celebrity previews, which is how you end up watching Leslie hold a press conference in a flower pot while wearing a scarf made of ivy. This concert, he says dramatically, will pollinate your very soul. Carrie floats by with a press badge she printed on a tortilla. "We're doing exclusive interviews," she says, mic in hand. "Your thoughts on Billy Joel playing in a town where most people think Piano Man is a type of pizza?" Juke answers by beatboxing the plot of the Stranger album in 12 seconds. Somehow it works. In the chaos, Billy Joel just calmly strolls down Main Street. He plays short piano solos on public benches. He trades hats with a mime. He signs a fan's elbow, then politely autographs the same elbow again after the kid washes it. A rumor spreads that if you hear Billy whistle Vienna backwards, you'll pass algebra. By midday, the town is frothing with energy. Larry's Mini Mart sells out of glow sticks, capes, and vaguely musical plastic tubes. Banana Barbara starts painting concert prophecy murals in alleyways. One of them shows Billy Joel surfing on a flaming metronome while Richard holds a funnel cake. Gumball takes this as a literal sign from the universe. We need more posters. They plaster them on houses, buses, even Larry's forehead accidentally, but he's too emotionally defeated to peel it off. Meanwhile, Aeneas runs a statistical model showing that the event is now projected to attract every resident of Elmore, plus at least 3 raccoons and 1 actual bear. "Do we even have insurance for this?" she asks. Gumball responds with a t-shirt gun. Meanwhile, the school becomes the unofficial headquarters for the entire operation. Carrie's haunting the lights to create mood effects. Bobber's been reprogrammed to shoot confetti and occasionally scream the word encore. You pass by Tina Rex practicing crowd control by chasing Gumball across the field, roaring "No autographs, small mammal." Even Principal Brown gives in, handing out permission slips while sobbing into a bowl of dry cereal. Then Tobias announces his final PR mega stunt, a Billy Joel flash mob, led by Leslie. In the middle of Elmore Mall, you watch powerless as the food court erupts into a chaotic medley of "Tell Her About It, Big Shot" and "Only the Good Die Young." Larry panics and tries to shut them all down but slips on a dropped microphone and gets emotionally wrecked by the bridge of "Lullaby Goodnight My Angel." Billy Joel himself. He just watches from a distance, quietly clapping. "Not bad," he says, sipping a Capri Sun with mysterious dignity. By sunset, the entire town has been fully Billified. There are karaoke battles in alleyways. Old ladies are arguing about which era of Billy Joel was peak. Even Elmore's government building has a banner that says, "Officially Obsessed." Then the call comes in. The concert is sold out. Elmore Stadium, a duct tape and plywood nightmare that wasn't even real 2 days ago, is now packed with 10,000 screaming residents. Some are wearing banana suits. Some have laminated backstage passes stapled to their foreheads. Anais collapses into a lawn chair. "This should not be possible." Gumball, arms wide, shouts, "This is history, baby." Then he freezes. Wait, do we actually have a backup plan for Billy canceling? A horrifying silence. Billy Joel appears behind them, having heard the question. "Canceling, kid. I dropped into this town from a malfunctioning parachute over Ohio. I'm not leaving until I finish my set list and maybe punch a tuba. The moment hits you. This is happening. All of it. The lights, the noise, the flying churros, the flash mobs, the accidental glitter explosion in the city's water system, and somewhere beneath the glitter duct tape and delusions, you realize Elmore just built a concert with zero budget, zero experience, and one overqualified piano man. And somehow it's gonna work. Probably. It's concert night, and the sky above Elmore glows like it drank too much soda, and now has auras. The stadium is a Frankenstein's monster of lunch tables, recycled theater props, and the occasional trampoline for acoustic bounce support. Gumball's words, not science. You stand at the gate holding a paper wristband drawn in crayon. The air hums with tension, electricity, and possibly wasp activity from the nearby cotton candy hive Tobias accidentally started during rehearsal. Then it begins. Spotlights flicker. Fog rolls in. And from the stage rises a rotating piano pedestal stolen from the theater department and still covered in glitter glue. Sitting atop it, illuminated like a myth, is Billy Joel in full concert mode, sunglasses, leather jacket, and the confidence of a man who once wrote a hit song about writing hit songs. He opens with "It's Still Rock and Roll to Me." The crowd loses it. Darwin launches into his interpretive dance routine, more flailing than rhythm, but emotionally committed. Banana Joe emerges from a trapdoor wearing a cape made of receipts, tossing glow sticks while screaming existential dancing at confused toddlers. And Gumball is narrating his own outfit through a headset mic. Velvet pants, fuzzy vest, looking like a disco possum tonight, people. You'd think that would be the most chaotic thing tonight. You'd be wrong. Because Gumball, in his infinite chaotic wisdom, accidentally double-booked the stadium. Cut to wrestling night at Elmore Stadium. Yep, simultaneously scheduled with the Billy Joel concert, the Mid-Southwestern Luchador semifinals, led by a 300-pound masked wrestler named La Baguette. No one knows why he's French, he just is. Cue panic. From behind the stadium curtain, two rival factions meet, one in sequins, the other in spandex. There is a brief but powerful silence as Billy plays a haunting intro to the Downeaster Alexa. Then chaos. La Baguette tackles a fog machine. A backup singer swings from the lighting rig, yelling "Viva Elmore!" Tina Rex leaps on stage to protect the amps, only to get caught in a mid-air piledriver. Billy Joel, still playing, doesn't flinch. He adjusts the tempo shifts into "You May Be Right," and literally scores the entire wrestling match like it's a Broadway fight scene. It works. The luchadors start choreographing their suplexes to the beat. Darwin jumps in with a folding chair and hits nobody because he misses on purpose, then bows like it was jazz. And just when you think it couldn't get more Elmore, a rogue tuba rolls down the stadium steps. Not someone playing a tuba, just a feral, loose, bouncing brass beast. It barrels across the stage, knocks over Tobias's glitter cannon, which fires directly into the sky and explodes into a rain of biodegradable sparkles and live hamsters. The audience cheers like it's planned. "Is this performance art?" someone yells from the snack stand. Carrie floats over to Billy mid-verse. Are we losing control of the show?" Billy smirks, his fingers flying over the keys. Nah, this is control, Elmore style. He transitions effortlessly into Piano Man. The crowd goes still. Every voice joins in from Tina's growl to Alan's helium hum. Even Mr. Small pulls out a harmonica and in his words channels the energy of a sad tree. Then Gumball appears on stage strangely emotional, holding a funnel cake like a sacred relic. This, he says into the mic, is the greatest night of our lives. And possibly the last, because we didn't get a fire permit and there's still a luchador on the roof. La Baguette poses dramatically above them as lightning strikes behind him for no reason. Billy launches into Only the Good Die Young, and suddenly the stage is alive. Gumball crowd surfs across third graders. Darwin is sobbing into a tambourine. Banana Joe catches fire again but spins it into a flaming interpretive solo. Then everything glitches, literally, because Bobert, still patched into the sound system, malfunctions during a bass drop. His LED screen flashes, "Error existential music loop initiated," and the speakers begin to bend reality. Anais sprints on stage with 2 calculators and a fire extinguisher. The show has become a time distortion vortex. The music is rewriting physics. Billy keeps playing. "I can fix this," he says, "but I'm gonna need one final epic note." Cue Gumball, Darwin, and Tobias forming a triangle formation of chaos. With Billy in the center, they build toward a musical crescendo so ridiculous it bends the laws of logic lasers. Emotional ghost harmonies, fireballs. A surprise ukulele from Idaho, and a faint spiritual whisper of Elton John hissing, "You got this, piano man." Billy hits the note. The vortex explodes in a confetti burst. Silence. Then, Elmore still stands. The wrestling ring has vanished. The lights are dim. And Billy, slightly smudged but undaunted, stands victorious. Nicole Watterson walks onto the stage. She's been here the whole time, arms crossed, unimpressed, and yet undeniably proud. Next time, she says, "Warn me." Billy nods, bows, and for the first time tonight puts the piano lid down. You exhale. You survived the Elmore concert. The stadium is a war zone of glitter. There are sandwich wrappers tangled in harp strings. At least one tuba is embedded in the bleachers like an ancient relic of chaos. But no one leaves. Not yet. Billy Joel, sitting at the piano like a wizard who just saved the multiverse with chords, leans into the mic. "You guys want one more." The crowd howls. Darwin yells something like, "Play us into the afterlife," and collapses in a pile of glow sticks. Billy grins. "This one's for you, Elmore." And he starts to play Vienna. You're not ready. None of you are. The song is calm, soft, reflective. A total shift from the hyper-slapstick tornado you've been living in for 4 straight episodes worth of concert madness. But that's exactly why it hits. The chaos quiets. Gumball stops trying to eat a spotlight. Even Banana Joe lowers his flamethrower baton hybrid and sits next to Tina Rex, watching the keys glow under Billy's fingers. It's like time pauses. Like the music presses an invisible hand to the heart of every single person here. Nicole listens, eyes closed, remembering days before parenthood when she danced. Mr. Small levitates, literally. Carrie fades in and out like a sad waltz. Even Rob, watching from the shadows behind a trash can, doesn't monologue about vengeance this time. He just listens. And you stand still in the stadium-turned dream watching Elmore, absurd, unhinged, magnificent Elmore slowly harmonize. Then the song ends. Silence. Then thunderous applause. Actual thunder might be involved. Leslie bursts into dramatic tears. Idaho faints from emotional potato overload. Gumball leaps back onto stage. Ladies and gentlemen and dimension-hopping anomalies, we have one final number. Billy raises an eyebrow. We do. Gumball gives him a tiny smirk. We wrote it. For you. You panic. You wrote a song. Since when? Apparently since last night. Darwin reveals a notebook labeled The Ballad of Billy Joel and the Town That Wasn't Ready. Billy stares at the paper. You rhymed piano with guano. Gumball shrugs. Emotionally, it works. And it kind of does. The final song begins. And no, it's not perfect. It's off-key in places. Tobias trips over a microphone. Alan hits the triangle too early and too often. The lyrics change halfway through into a full-on spoken word section about mayonnaise and cosmic destiny. But Billy doesn't stop it. He leans into the madness, syncs his chords to the rhythm of pure Elmore nonsense, and turns it into art. Banana Joe tap dances on a synthesizer. Bobbert begins projecting nostalgic family photos no one recognizes. Richard drifts on stage in a hot dog costume and plays the bongos with his face. And in that glorious, unrepeatable mess of a final encore, Billy Joel smiles, because somehow, this is exactly what he needed. As the last note rings out, a single balloon drifts into the sky with "We did start the fire," scrawled in glitter pen. The crowd erupts, not just in applause and unity. Old enemies hug, cafeteria rivals trade fries. Even Tina Rex lets Jamie wear her security badge for a second. For the first time in Elmore history, everyone is on the same emotional frequency. Billy stands up, bows deeply, and says, "Elmore, you're a mess, but you're my mess now." And then he vanishes. No one sees him leave. No limo, no helicopter, just gone. You blink and he's not on stage. Just the imprint of his stool and a single piano key still softly ringing. Anais stares. Did he just... Billy Joel'd us? Gumball says, voice trembling. He Joel'd us all. The next morning, Elmore is eerily quiet. Posters litter the streets like confetti after a dream. The inflatable Gumball head deflated overnight and now looks like abstract performance art about ego. Darwin limps into school wearing 3 glow-stick necklaces and an existential hangover. Gumball sits on the bleachers chewing a cold churro, staring at the stage remnants. Was it all real, he whispers. Banana Joe walks by in sunglasses, nodding. The fire was real, definitely the fire. Anais appears holding a spreadsheet that somehow now glows faintly. Reality bent. Temporarily, then unbent? Maybe. Billy's piano is gone, but scratched into the floor in perfect cursive are the words, "Keep playing Elmore." You grin, because somehow you know he'll be back. Maybe through a wormhole, maybe by pogo stick. Or maybe he's just always been here lingering in the music halls of chaos. And as the bell rings, you step into class with glitter still in your hair, echoing the chorus of Uptown Girl under your breath. Because in Elmore, even the strangest dreams they sing.